Wholeness, balance, love. Hey, everybody. Wishing everybody a beautiful day. And I want to thank you for joining me and tuning in again for another Sacred Light meditation back to the base. And this is part 2. And today I'm going to be covering the concept and perspective of mindfulness and being able to meditate with our thoughts. Now, this is a very popular topic from my experience as a meditation on questions that I receive is, what do we do with our thoughts during meditation? Are we supposed to try to stop our thoughts? Are we supposed to try to control them and change them? I've heard many different questions over the years about meditation. So I thought I would go ahead and make part 2 of this beginner series on meditation cover thoughts. And before we dive into part 2 of this series, I would like to go back into part 1. And 3 keys from part 1, if we remember, they were posture, tension and softness throughout the body. Number 3 was the breath. So I just want to run through those real quick, so that way we can go ahead and set up our foundation or a base of the meditation. And then once we go through these 3 keys again, we're all set up in our posture for the meditation. I'll go ahead and go through some scenarios of type of thoughts that come through. And then I will go through solutions with those scenarios on how to navigate and be able to clear out these thoughts in a more peaceful, in a more simple and easier manner. So we just begin either sitting or lying down. Now, if you're sitting in a chair, you want to have your legs straight up and down, and then your upper legs straight when it comes to horizontal. And then you want to be sitting with your tailbone not tucked underneath, but the tailbone straight up and down, going into the ground or going into the chair. And if you're lying down, you don't want to arch your lower back, but you want to have it flat. And then we want to make sure we have our back and spine straight. And sometimes if you struggle sitting and keeping your back straight up, what you could do is you can lean up against something like a wall, or kind of like how I'm doing right now is leaning up against my bed. It helps bring leverage. And from there, we then, the shoulders and the arms, we want to make sure that we are not carrying tension throughout our shoulders and arms. The more tension that we have throughout the body, the more it makes it harder. It blocks up the flow of chi or life force energy throughout our body. And we'll get into a little bit further on in the series, the different meridian points, chakras, and chi points throughout our bodies where our chi is stored, or life force energy. Some of those places are like the wrist. That's why like there's tapping techniques that you can use. In Tai Chi, they kind of just move it and squeeze a little bit. Martial arts. There's multiple practices when it comes to energy and meridian points. So from there, you got the lower body posturized, got the back and spine correctly up and straight, and you're allowing your shoulders to drop or dip. You know, you're not holding them up like this. You're just allowing them to fall, losing the control of them, just allowing them to be at the side. If you need to, you can kind of like shake your arms a little bit. And then your elbows, kind of have them tucked in right here at the side. And then if you have this correct, you can kind of feel like naturally that your body comes really comfortable and it becomes relaxed and soothed. It is not a right or wrong. You can hold them on your knees. This kind of grounds you, brings you down. Or you can hold them like this in your lap. This is also grounding as well. And grounding is also good, say, you can also do this as well, which is balance. And I know this right here connects you to the heart. Yeah, there's a few other mudras. If you just go on Google, you can type in mudras, and that will show you different hand signs as well. So from there, you got the whole entire torso and lower body and the arms in position for meditation. Now, next, we want to focus on the tension throughout the body, such as the back, chest, the shoulders, and the blades in the back. We want to make sure that we're allowing that tension to relax and release. And this is where the breath comes in, which is the third key of the three keys from part one. So with the breath, we're bringing it in through the nose and consciously thinking about how the breath is a powerful healer. And the breath that we bring it in is of spirit, of limitless energy, that is a gift to us, that gives us life. So every one that we're taking in is a healing light or a life force. Bring it in through the nose. And as we're bringing it in through the nose, we're going to be expanding our stomach. Expanding the stomach allows more space for the oxygen to flow in. And then once that breath gets to the top of the nostrils, right here around the pineal gland, third eye, you want to sit there with the breath up there and just allow it to be there. Hold the stomach. And then consciously trickle down the breath, down the throat. And then you can feel it kind of spread out through the body. And then what you can do is you can consciously guide that breath throughout the body to different areas. And the different areas that you direct it to, the breath will release and heal the tension throughout the body. And this is something that you can experience and feel as you connect to that consciously. So let's go ahead and do this 3 times, 3 cycles of breaths as we're releasing the tension throughout our body because of the everyday world and our jobs, stress, priorities, other situations in life, just allowing all that stress and emotions to release. All right, and After taking those 3 breaths, how are we feeling right now? Kind of just tune into yourself and feel your energy. Feel like the rhythm, feel the flow of your energy inside. How are you feeling in there? It's a different perspective when we start just analyzing and observing our inside instead of the outside. So now that we've gone over the 3 keys from part 1 of Back to the Base series, part 1 was going over posture, tension, and softness throughout the body, and then the breath as well. So now that we're all set up and in our foundation for this meditation, what, what we're going to do is go ahead and navigate through scenarios of the way that thoughts come up through our mind in meditation. So I'll go ahead and go through 3 more keys as I will in each episode of the series. And my first key of this one, dealing with mindful thoughts and how to meditate with thoughts, is going to be starting out with what to do as racing thoughts or continuous thought patterns surface and continue to happen and repeat. So, say for example, you know, and as soon as we close our eyes, we're having thoughts about, you know, people, our family, we're having thoughts about people at work, we're having thoughts about past relationships, and they all start racing nonstop, like one thought after the other, as soon as we close our eyes. And we try sitting there with it, and we're just like trying to stop them because we just, we think that we just need to stop those thoughts because they're all negative. You don't know what to do, so you kind of just want to give up on it. Okay, so here's what I do when it comes to meditating with these type of thoughts. So there's been times where these type of thoughts, like just, thoughts everywhere about everything comes up. And what I've learned over time with meditating for the last about 7 to 8 years now, I've learned that it's not about stopping the thoughts. I've also learned that it's not about, rejecting the thoughts because they are quote unquote negative. What I've found is what I'll do is say I come home from work and I'm having all these thoughts. For me, I instantly know meditation is one of my go-to resources and tools So what I'll do is I will either go sit or lie down. I'll make sure I'm in a nice, like, kind of quiet space, and I may put on some meditation music, like a hertz frequency, like 432 or 528. And then as soon as I lie down or sit down, I will, this is where one of the key points comes in. I will consciously, with like the control of my mind, I will start directing my mind to my breathing. Despite all the thoughts taking place, I remember that I am not my thoughts. I am more of a conscious observer that is experiencing these thoughts, which therefore means that I am more than the thoughts when it comes to my consciousness. So that perspective right there of that truth brings us into a more larger vision or larger perspective. And then it brings us to this place where we're observing these thoughts rather than being the reactor of these thoughts or being the effect of the cause of these thoughts. So when I remember that truth about who I am, who you are, who we are, as these conscious multidimensional light beings, I direct my conscious mind to my breathing during the thought processes that are happening. Because I remember that I have control to the degree that I can direct my conscious mind to focus on something. So I focus on the breath, and my go-to is counting in threes. I love threes. My life path is 33. So what I'll do is count to three, breathing in, 1, 2, 3. I'll count that inside my head. And then once it reaches at the top of the breath, I'll count the 3 again. I breathe the breath in, and then once I'm breathing on the exhale, I count the 3 again. 1, 2, 3. And then I just continue that cycle until I feel my mind kind of drift away from the thoughts. And then my mind starts focusing on just the counting of the breath. And then from there, since you're utilizing the power of the breath, you're actually bringing yourself into a deeper meditative state while drifting your mind away from the thoughts and allowing the thoughts. And here's the thing. So the thoughts don't disappear because your conscious awareness is directed somewhere else. Those thoughts are still streaming and flowing. And what's going on is you're not attaching to those thoughts now. Instead of being attached to the thoughts, you're attached to your breath. And then thus, it allows your thoughts to be able to continue to stream and flow without being attached. And then they can just flow out to where they need to go. And this is how I typically go about meditating with my thoughts. Is I'll direct my consciousness awareness. And when I say conscious awareness, I mean my focal point of what I'm focusing on consciously. I will direct it towards my breath and counting in threes. And this helps me not attach to all the thoughts that come in and allows thoughts to be able to clear. So I hope that was a helpful example. And I'll go through one more example as well. And, and another example I'd like to go through is the power of intention with you and with your thoughts and meditation. So this actually comes without bounds. There's not really many limits to what you can do with the power of intention through meditation and with your thoughts, let alone the breath as well. But with the power of intention, what that is from the core of your being, from the heart, the center of your being. And this is why, we emphasize when it comes to holistic healing and practices to open our hearts and clear our heart chakras and heart centers and to be balanced and centered. Because when we're speaking our full intention from our wholeness, our balanced self, our heart center, that is a infinite power. It's a Christ conscious power. And the more clear our heart and open it is in pureness, in clarity, in love, the more profound and powerful our intention is from the heart into the world. So when we place this power of intention from our heart center mixed in with our thoughts in our mind during meditation, this brings into the material or physical world beautiful connections, a lot of healing, a lot of joy, a lot of happiness into the world through you, through your love, through your heart. And when you place that power in with your mind and your thoughts, number one, you can then transmute, change what we call negative or toxic thought patterns that we're having with the intention of our heart, which I will go over using our chakra power in meditation a little bit later on in the series. But what we can do is use that power of the heart and say we have a negative thought pattern Because, say, you know, we had a really good friendship with somebody and there was a conflict that occurred. And that conflict kind of closed off your heart towards each other. And, you don't know what to say to each other, and you just don't know. You don't know, like, if you could forgive them, all these other things. So, what we could do is we can go into meditation, going back to the base of, setting up our foundation with the posture, tension, and breath. And then once we're set up for the meditation, go into the meditation. And this is where intention can come in. Intention of basically sitting down with the universe, God, source, the angels, guides, whatever resonates with you to connect to your higher power. You sit down and place your intention with your conscious mind to your higher power or source, God. And through your intention of your conscious mind, you're pretty much communicating with the universe that through this meditation, I am setting the intention to clear or bring love and positive light into the thought patterns I'm having about and with so and so. Or I would like, with the power of intention, to bring healing, bring understanding to an experience of the past that has traumatized me this way. So then once you're sitting in your meditation posture, ready to go, and you consciously sit there in your mind and you place this intention with, absolute love and trust and faith that your higher power is there with you to be there and help clear and heal, answer these questions and answers that you need. Place this intention, and now go ahead and guide with me real quick, flow with me. Go ahead and close your eyes. And just go ahead and make sure that you're sitting correctly. You're sitting comfortably and cozy. You don't have any tension throughout that body. And then draw that breath in through the nose, opening the stomach. And go ahead and breathe it out. Now, I would like for us, with our conscious mind, to place an intention. Place an intention on what you would like to get out of this meditation real quick. If there is, any thought patterns or any feelings towards somebody or something, or a past experience that's really, really carrying a lot of pain, I would like for us to really set the intention of, potentially healing it or releasing and forgiving, setting an intention of that sort. So for right now, I'll set the intention of, I'd like to set the intention of this meditation to help clear any negative thought patterns that are continuing to cycle. These negative thought patterns no longer serve me for the most highest love. So then I start focusing on my breathing. And remember our posture, making sure our shoulders are not tense. And now you may start feeling and experiencing the thoughts continuing to come up as you're breathing and focusing in. Now, instead of reacting to these thoughts, just try to sit with them and observe them and, and just allow them to flow there, understanding that you are more than the thoughts. Remember, try not to attach to the thoughts. If you find yourself attaching to your thoughts, begin counting maybe to like 3, breathing in to 3, 1, 2, 3, holding at the top, 1, 2, 3, and then exhaling, 1, 2, 3, and then just continue that process, that cycle right there, until you find yourself detaching and drifting away from the thoughts. And you should feel yourself beginning to really become lighter, or a lot softer, and just kind of dissolving around the physical, becoming more of just your energy base, your energy body, your energy consciousness. Some of us may see like flashes of light, different colors. This is all normal. Whatever you experience is normal for you. Just embrace it and not be afraid of it, because it is you. You are designed to have these type of experiences, to communicate with you. Sometimes it's our guides, angels. Allow yourself to be at peace through the breath. And the deeper you go, you can find yourself observing the thoughts and not attaching as you observe. And it almost becomes kind of almost funny in a way when you think about it. How serious we take ourselves with a lot of these things, especially thoughts, as these thoughts are just thoughts. And we'll have a million thoughts a day about everything. It's all good to smile. It's all good to laugh. After this would be a good time to have a little dance party and shake it off. So now your thoughts may be a lot more clear at this point. I know mine are. If you do find yourself still racing with thoughts, what you can do is just continue that breath cycle. And another key that you could do right now as well, if you're still having all these thoughts, is you bring positive thoughts into it or positive memories into it. Think about positive times or good memories that you've had with that person or place rather than the negative ones. Think about the love that was shared. I know sometimes we don't like to look at the love because of the pain that we're in, but the love is there always. You know, through these loving memories, through these good times, we can really just pull open our hearts to forgiveness, compassion. And, you know, forgiveness doesn't have to be, you know, going to hang out with them all the time again. Forgiveness can just be letting go and allowing love to flow through your heart for that person. But you can still keep a distance if you need to keep a distance. But just have compassion, understanding that, you know, we're all in this human experience. We all make mistakes, but those mistakes are to grow, become better. And if they don't know better, then we have to hold that space to to show them that guiding light on what to embody, how to be a better example of the type of light and love and healing that we'd wish to see in this world. And it starts with each of us. Every choice we make is a ripple effect into the ocean of life. Every single choice. So when you start to really think about things like what I just went over, those type of things also kind of drift and take you away from those endless racing thoughts and negative thought patterns and beliefs. Um, so that's another way I like to navigate and detach from negative and toxic thought patterns is just thinking about, you know, higher perspective, deeper aspects about life, because it really just takes me out of that smallness and the ego of, you know, Marcus. And it brings a lot more peace to the body and other parts of the being to be able to be in that state of knowing and being. Um, so, you know, with the power of intention, that could also go into things like manifestation or prayer. Um, you know, you hear about the power of manifestation all the time. I'm not really going to dive into it just because it's just so overused in the mainstream right now that I don't even want to bring it up because I don't want to get it tied into that, because my knowing of it and the way I express and share manifestation is not tied to the mainstream way, which is monopolized. But to just shorten it up real quick, um, what that is the more you clear out your channel, allowing yourself to be connected to the light source, your divine light, um, through intention and your power of the heart, you can manifest at your will. But it has to be of pure intention. It has to be of love. It has to be from love. And you can set the intention of what you want to manifest. Say you want to manifest a huge health and wellness center under your name and your business and stuff. You could set that intention and try to manifest that. So what you do is, you do the inner work, you continue evolving, continue opening your heart, and you keep cleansing the layers out, and you keep opening up your channel to allow the light to come through even more and allow yourself to raise your vibration. You can place that intention of, with the universe, with your God, your higher power, you can place that intention of, I would really love to bring into this world a health and wellness center for the brothers and sisters of life to have a place for holistic healing and beautiful connection. So you sit down in meditation, you got the posture, you're all set up with the foundation to go. And before you get into the breath and dive into the meditation, you set that intention of, I would like to manifest a health and wellness center. It's gonna be this name, blah, blah, blah. You want to visualize it fully, like it's already here, because it is already here. And you just got to bring it into this physical reality. So you place that intention with the universe, and then through your thoughts, instead of, so this is probably going to happen too. You'll start going into the meditation, then thoughts will come up, and you'll get the good thoughts, but you also get the bad thoughts, quote unquote. Those bad thoughts will be like, oh, you don't have no money to do this. You don't have finances to start something like this. How are you going to get money? Oh, you don't have any resources for this. Like, how are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? Where are you going to start? You don't even know anybody to do this. Those type of thoughts likely will occur. That is going to be natural. That is like a test to see how bad you really want this. Is it true for you that you're going to do it? Are you ready for it? So when these occur, this is where the power of your mind comes in, and you start holding on to that vision. You start bringing in that vision that you have of the business. You start really seeing it. You start seeing the building. You see the logo of it. You see the different places inside of it. You see the swimming pool. You see the workout center. You see the little cafe with smoothies. You see the yoga room. You see the Reiki tables. You see all of it. You focus on that instead of focusing on where am I going to get the money? How am I even going to get the building? Where am I going to do this at? I don't have anybody's support. those are not going to be your focus. You're going to focus on what you need to do and how you're going to get to A to B by seeing it already there. That's something that I do. It's something that is a gift that I naturally do. Is I'm a envisioner, a visionary. Through my psychic abilities, I'm able to visualize, see. This is actually also what Nikola Tesla was able to do. They talk about this. Uh, what we do is we completely map out, blueprint, and lay out an invention or anything. And then we have it completed inside of our head before we bring it into this physical world. And most of the time, we don't even have to write any of this stuff down or type it out or nothing, because it's just stored there. Because we're mental people. And then we project that into the physical reality step by step. So with that understanding of our mental power, that's where you can kind of override those negative thoughts of like, how am I going to be able to do this? Like, you don't even have any resources or money. That's where your knowing of the higher power and guidance comes in. Knowing that, look at the world around us. I mean, look at my room, look at the things all around. People created these things, people invented this stuff. It's everywhere. The capabilities of what we're capable of. Just look around. Look how far we've come in the 50 years, 100 years, couple hundred years. Look at what we were doing in the ancient ancestral times. There's so much more that we're capable of than we think about every day. And it's an honor to be able to share these things with you guys to unlock our potentials. So that's manifesting through the power of intention with your thoughts. And meditation is, visualizing, and then through that visualizing, already seeing it there, and then allowing the steps to unfold with you by taking the proper steps you need with yourself to be set up for it. And one thing is, I found key is to very much do a lot of your inner work. A lot of us forget about the inner work when we're trying to bring something into the physical fruition. We focus so much on the physical part of like, what do we do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? When what we can do is clear ourselves out inside, balance ourselves, center ourselves, ground our thoughts, stabilize them, and then go from there. And I will almost bet you that when you do that, you won't even be questioning yourself on what to do next, because it'll automatically unfold for you. Get back to me on that too. I'd love for you guys to try that. And I'd love to hear what you experience by focusing on balancing and getting yourself clear before the outside. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up for us, guys. I think we got a lot of really good stuff in there. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram at sacredlight33, or you could message me on Facebook Messenger as well under Crystal Light Robbins. And that's Instagram, sacredlight33. Facebook, Crystal Light Robbins. And then in my bio on Facebook and Instagram, I have my Listen webpage, which has the link to the Sacred Light YouTube, Spotify for Sacred Light Conversations, and my Instagram as well for Sacred Light. Those are all on that link in my bios. I'm posting Sacred Light Conversations, these meditation videos, and Crystal Beginner Series on the YouTube channel. Spotify, there's gonna be a delay on Spotify for the moment. And I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are amazing, and I appreciate all the support and love that you guys give me. And it's truly an honor to be able to be of service to you guys, be able to provide these very basic and easy tools to hopefully make your lives a little more simpler, a little bit more healthier, and a little bit more lighter, and allow you guys to feel more connected and feel that love between your family, your friends, me to you, all of us. It's just a beautiful thing to be able to share these gifts and to know that, each of us are capable of these things without paying for it or, having to rely upon somebody else. And it's truly a blessing. It really is. But let me go over the 3 keys of this part 2 real quick of the mindful thoughts before we head out of here. Key number 1 for mindful thoughts while meditating is directing our conscious awareness to our breathing. So you can count inside of your head 3 different times. For example, you can count to 3. So while you're breathing in, you count to 3. 1, 2, 3. You hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3. And then you breathe it out. 1, 2, 3. You just continue that pattern until you feel yourself detach and drift from the thoughts. And remembering that these thoughts are still present, but you're just not attached to them. So it allows them to dissipate and flow out. So that was the first key, is basically using the power of the breath and counting as well. And then the second key is intention, being able to take the intention, the power of intention with our conscious mind into our thoughts. And the more that we allow our heart to be opened and cleared, our heart chakra, our heart center, the more powerful our intentions are, because our intentions, our purest and most true intentions, come from our heart center. And when we mix that with the thoughts, that then brings a transmutation or alchemization from negative to positive for the energy behind the thoughts. And you could also do things like think of positive or good memories, think of the loving times that you've had with that person or place to be able to bring that positivity into that. And then the last one was manifesting with intention with your thoughts. And that's visualizing, envisioning and blueprinting things that you'd like to manifest into life through your heart and through your thoughts. mix together. And the more clear, more lighter you allow your channel, your being to be, the more connected you are to your light and the light codes, which then brings a more quicker and more powerful and profound manifestation experience. So those are the 3 keys for part 2 of Back to the Base, Sacred Light Meditations, Mindful Thoughts. Thank you guys. Part 3, we will be going over the chakras. We will go over the 7 chakras. We will go over some of the minor chakra meridian points throughout the body. And we may dive chakra system. I might just save that for a little bit further along in the advanced course. So keep an eye out for that. And Saturday at noon, we'll be going over chakras, meditating with our chakras, and we'll mix together part 1 and 2 along with it as they all build off of each other. So much love, wholeness. You guys have a great day, great night. Be in peace, be in love. You guys are amazing. Thank you for what you do.